as division. We've covered division. We know there's a dividend. We know there's a divisor. We know there's a quotient. Well, whenever we're looking at fractions, there is a relationship that we've kind of highlighted over here. I would put this into our notes. So whenever you see a dividend, that could also factor as your numerator. The number that's the divisor in the division sentence could also be considered the denominator. So like whenever you see a division statement, let's say 3 divided by 5, okay? Now, normally you're used to seeing the dividend, your first number, being the bigger number. But since it's smaller, it qualifies to turn into a fraction because that dividend isn't going to be split into whole pieces now. Since your divisor is bigger than your dividend, that divisor is going to be turned into a quotient that isn't going to be a whole number. That 3 divided by 5, see how this 3 is our dividend right here? Well, our dividend has now become our numerator, which your numerator is always going to be your top number in your fraction. So numerator, okay? And then your divisor has become your denominator, okay? Denominator. And always think the denominator is the number down under, okay? So D down under, D denominator, okay? So D denominator. And that's just how this is going to work. We're going to be looking at how fractions work as division problems. So let's look down here. Let's say you and your 4 friends went to Waffle House, okay? You and your 4 friends are sharing 4 waffles. And in today's kind of video, you'll see kind of a mix of things. But for right now, these 4 circles are going to represent friend 1, friend 2, friend 3, and friend 4. Okay? And because you have your 4 friends and your 4 waffles are going to go within this model right here. So that's waffle 1, waffle 2, waffle 3, and waffle 4. So looking at your 4 friends sharing the 4 waffles, each friend is going to get 1 waffle each. So if you look at your dividend, if we set this up kind of like a division problem, right? Your dividend would be your 4 waffles. So we have 4 waffles. Okay? It's what we're trying to share, okay? So we have 4 waffles, and we're dividing that into our 4 friends. Okay? Kind of think of friends as groups here, okay? So we have what we need to get divided, okay? So the number or the total we have, it needs to be divided into a certain number of groups. And once we've divided our 4 waffles into our 4 friends equally, we figured out that each friend would get 1 waffle. So how many of each thing a group got, or in this case, how many waffles each friend received, okay? But the quotient here, and in the sense of a fraction, right, it's your quotient or your end number is going to be how much of each thing did each group get. And that's going to become pretty apparent. If that was confusing how I said that, it's going to become pretty apparent later on, okay? So now that we've kind of picked up on this kind of relationship between division and fractions, I want us to look down here. So I asked the question, how about if we just had 2 friends sharing 1 waffle, right? So we want to be fair between the 2 friends. I mean, if you're sharing 2 Oreo cookies, I love Oreo cookies. I don't want you to get more of the Oreo cookie than I do. So we have to share it evenly, okay? So the way we're going to have to do this, look at our waffle. Our waffle's the squares, and this is our two friends, okay? So we're going to have to split this waffle down the middle, and so that friend gets half of the waffle, and then my other friend gets half of the waffle. So whenever I'm drawing it, I have my two friends over here, right? My two circles, and they're each going to get 1/2 of the waffle. So kind of looking up here, we had one waffle. We divided it among two friends. And they each got 1/2 of the waffle. Okay? I think you see a pattern forming here. Okay? So your dividend is always going to be the total that you have. So we had one waffle to give. Okay? We had to take what we had and we had to divide it into a certain number of groups, or friends here in this case. And we ended up with each of those groups getting 1/2 of what we were trying to divide, which was the waffle. Okay, now let's look over here. How about 4 friends sharing one waffle? This is where it's going to become very apparent, the relationship. So we have our one waffle. We need to divide it equally into 4 equal pieces. Okay, so we need to have 4 parts that we can divvy out equally into our 4 friends. So we do 1, 2, 3, and then this 4th little piece right here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so we just divided this waffle into 1/4. So each of my 4 friends can get 1/4 of the waffle. So for example, if we were to be given this division sentence, I could look at it like this. I had one waffle. I divided it among 4 friends, or 4 groups. And each of those 4 friends, or those 4 groups, got 1/4 of the waffle each. And I just completely misspelled waffle. I'm so sorry, guys. Okay, so 1/4 of the waffle each. Okay, I'm going to kind of zoom this out. Okay, I'm probably going to be turning this into some notes that we can put into our binder, but I really want us to make sense of this. Okay, so I know I'm handing out workbooks right now, and this is your classwork, and this is going to be on page 5. And this is where we're really going to look into the different models and the different relationship between your numerator, your denominator, your dividend, your divisor, okay? So let's look at our model. We want to represent one waffle shared equally, which whenever you see shared equally, that's just you're dividing, right? You're dividing that equally among 5 friends. We know our dividend can also be our numerator, and our divisor can be considered our denominator. So we know we're going to have to split this into 5 equal pieces. Okay, and this is the number of each piece that people are going to get. Okay, so that's the number that each person's going to get. So let's think about this. So we have friend 1. Okay. Friend 1. We have friend 2. We have friend 3. We have friend 4, and I know they're kind of getting slanted pieces, but it is, let's just, we're human, so imagine that it's all equally cut. Okay, and then we have friend 5. So we have 5 friends. They each got 5 pieces, but they're each going to get 1 of those 5 pieces. So they're going to get 1/5 each. Okay, kind of like my division problem just said. So they're going to get 1/5 each. Okay, so now let's go down over here and we're going to look at this model. Okay, it says 6 waffles are shared equally, and Miss Fimple said when you say shared equally, that's just going to be your division sign, okay? 6 waffles are shared equally by 5 people. Each waffle is a different flavor. So waffle 1 could be strawberries, waffle 2 could be bananas, waffle 3 is your chocolate chips, and so on and so forth. So each of these 6 waffles, they each have a different flavor. And each person wants to try every flavor. So each person needs to get at least 1 slice. But the way we're going to do this is we just need to figure out how to split up the first waffle. And if we looked... Oh no, I deleted something. And if we look up here, we're doing basically the same thing. You're going to want to make sure 5 people get 1 taste of each waffle. So this could be friend number 1. Friend number 2, friend number 3, friend number 4, and then friend number 5. Okay, same thing over here. Friend number 1, friend number 2, friend number 3, friend number 4, and then friend number 5. Okay, let's try this one. We're trying to share this singular. We're trying to make sure each friend gets a taste of this flavor of waffle, because remember, every waffle is a different flavor. So we have friend number 1 gets this taste. Friend number 2 gets this taste. Number 3 gets this taste. Number 4 gets a taste, and number 5 gets a taste. Okay. So as you can see, it's going to be the same for each waffle. So I'm honestly just going to copy and paste. I'm just going to copy and paste. Sorry, that 3 came out of nowhere. I'm going to copy and paste how I've divided each one of my waffles equally, because they're all going to be the same. Okay. And now I can go through and count. Okay. So friend 1 gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 waffles out of the 5 parts. So she's going to get 6/5 of the waffles. Because look, we've divided each of our waffles into 5ths, right? But she's going to get 6 parts of those 1/5. So this is how many parts she got. Or how many pieces she got. And this is the number of parts divided, okay? So, sorry guys. So if you looked right here, we had 6 waffles, right? We had 6 waffles. We needed to divide that among 5 people. We need to share it equally among 5 people. And so each person got 6/5 of waffle. Okay? So each person is going to get a 5th. But if you added those 5ths together, like 1/5 from the first waffle, 1/5 from the second waffle, 1/5 from the third waffle, 1/5 from the fourth waffle, and 1/5 from the sixth waffle, it would all equal up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. it would equal up to be 5/6 of the waffle for each person. Hopefully that makes sense. And then lastly, we're going to look down here at this. I kind of took this from one of your problems, okay? Let me move this over here real quick, okay? I kind of took this from one of your problem sets, okay? It says 3 small pizzas are shared equally. Y'all just put it into your notes. Shared equally means you're dividing. You're sharing it equally among a group of people, okay? Shared equally means division, okay? It wants you to draw a model to show how to equally share the pizzas. So we have 3 square small pizzas here, okay? We're going to share them equally by 4 people. So each of these small pizzas, we're going to have to split into 4 parts for our 4 people, okay? So our 1 small pizza here, we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Lastly, on our last pizza, we need to make it into, we have to share it among 4 people, remember? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, if we had 3 small pizzas, so 3 pizzas, and we're dividing it among 4 people, okay, each person is going to get 3/4 of pizza. Okay, and the way we could also look at this over here, okay, so friend 1, sorry, I misspelled friend. Friend 1, okay, she got 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. If you added that up, you would do 1 plus 1 plus 1 would be 3. Keep the denominator the same, 3/4. For friend 2, because we're doing it in equal numbers and equal pizza, you could do the same here. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Add all those up. You add up the numerator, keep the denominator the same. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, and then 4. So we can just so on and so forth go along the friends because we've divided it so equally and made sure each friend got the same amount of pizza, right? So friend 3 would be 3/4, and then friend 4 would also have 3/4. Okay? And so I hope this helped, this video helped. I know it was kind of a long one, but we have a lot to cover in this one lesson. I will be, after I get everyone's workbook handed out, we'll kind of just start wherever we finish in this video, but it's a good resource to have, and that is a relationship between fractions as division problems and division problems as fraction problems. So if you would pull open up your problem set to your problem set for lesson 1, we can get started. Everyone have a great and awesome day.